Hi everyone, I'm Audrey and I'm here in the Discovery Zone today, and we're going to talk about center of gravity. So gravity is that big force that's all around us that pulls us down to Earth. Now we can actually change our center of gravity. We're not changing gravity around us, but we're just changing how we react to gravity. So I have my little Kiva plank here, this little wooden block, and I'm going to change the way it reacts to gravity by the different ways that I can place it. So if I were to place my plank standing up tall like this, just like if I were going to stand up really tall, my center of gravity is right in the middle. Now, with gravity acting upon it, it's pretty easy to knock over. So let's see if I can change that center of gravity so it's harder to knock over. So I tried standing up straight all the way. Let's try kind of a flat shape. So let's try more like that. Let's see if it's harder or easier to knock it over now that we've changed the center of gravity to be a lot lower to the ground or lower to this table. So, okay, still could knock it over, but I took a little bit more force for me to knock it over. Let me try again. Okay, so still able to knock it over, but it was a little bit easier when it was standing up, right? Barely any force and I can knock it over. I have one more try. And one more way that I think that I can make the center of gravity as low as possible so that it's hard to knock over. We've tried like this, we've tried it like this. Now let's try like this. Let's try really flat, almost as if I were like laying on the ground to see if I can lower my center of gravity. So now the center of gravity is very, very low. It's right in the middle and it's almost all the way on the table. Let's see if I can knock it over. Okay, well I can push it, but I can't knock it over anymore. I've lowered that center of gravity so that it can't move. So think about if you like to watch sports and you like to watch football. Those football players, they kind of stand up nice and tall when they're walking on the field, but when they get ready for that whistle to blow to start the game, they get really low to the ground. They move and they spread their feet out really wide to get a nice big stance so they can stay low and not get knocked over. So that's when they lower their center of gravity so it's harder to move them. Also, if you think about really, really tall buildings, they stand up really straight, like the Eiffel Tower. It's really tall, but as it goes down, it widens and it has that big base at the bottom. So that base allows it to be nice and sturdy so that it won't fall over. So I think today we should play with these blue blocks and maybe do a challenge to create something. Well, I have a friend with me here, and I think that we should create maybe some bridges, something that we can try and go under. So we're going to try and use that center of gravity to make an item that we can go under without it falling over. Check it out. As you can see, there's lots of different ways to build a bridge. I built my bridge a little bit lower to the ground. I used different layers and I tried to keep my center of gravity nice and low so that way it wouldn't topple over. Melissa's tower, although it looked really cool, I liked all the shapes she used and she got a lot of height. Her center of gravity was a little too high, so when she went under it, it did fall over. But that's okay, we have lots of blocks and we're gonna go ahead and do some rebuilding. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of us building some bridges, and maybe you can try and build your own at home. Bye everyone!